Do I have any regrets in installing the audio system? I would say yes, I have a regret. And that was the one thing that if I'm telling you to do something differently, this would be the one thing I'd tell you to do. Alright guys, it is a beautiful day. I'd like to welcome you back to the channel. My name is Tall and this is YouTube channel Traveling Tall. If it's your first time to the channel, please consider sticking around watching this video. I think you're going to like today's video today. Also hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to be notified when the next video comes up. If you want to know what the channel is about, it's about Harley-Davidson's, test rides, tutorials, demos, product reviews, and we do some other motorcycles, but 99% of the time it's about Harley-Davidson motorcycles. And of course, with a name like Traveling Tall, road trips, traveling. But today we're going to be doing a product review. It's been almost a year since I had my audio system installed on my motorcycle. So it's going to be a year review of the audio upgrade done to my 2019 Harley-Davidson Street Glide. So I got the 6.5 Hertz speakers installed and a Hertz 4-channel amp installed, and it's under the fairing, a little bitty small amp. So the sound quality was good. The 6.5s in the front sounded really good. You could hear them when you're going down the road, 70, 80 miles per hour with a full face helmet on it. But one thing they lacked bass. After having the bike for about a week or two with just the speakers in the front, I went back and had the 6x9s added in the lids. And the sound was a whole lot fuller. But there's a couple of things about it overall that I would improve on, and I'm going to get into that in just a second. But anyway, let's measure the parking lot and do a walkaway test. Then I'll come back and give you my full review of what I think about the audio upgrade. Each one of them are 10 feet. So now that you have the measurement, we're going to set this camera up. I'm going to put it directly behind the motorcycle, and then we'll just keep moving that way. All right, let's do it. Alright guys, so I have the phone connected and have the phone turned all the way up. I'm going to be using YouTube copyright free music. And I also want to say this, the camera that I'm using is the Canon M50 with the Rhodes microphone, wireless Go, shotgun mic on top with the wind cover on top of it. So right now I'm set up one parking space behind, so 10 feet behind the motorcycle. So I'm not going to keep running back and forth. The first one's going to be 10 feet, and then I'm going to go to 50 feet, and then I'll just keep announcing it afterwards. All right, so let's start off. You ready? Here we go. Now, I was told that I could turn it up all the way to 4 dots. I don't want to turn it up any further than, you know, all the way full. So 4 dots is as much as I want to turn it up to. And I've had it on the interstate before at that level, and there's no distortion. So I'm going to turn it up 4 dots. I have 4 dots left. I'm not turning it up 4 dots. I have 4 dots left to turn it up. All right, you ready? Here we go. Alright guys, let's go back a little bit further. This is 10 feet. Okay, now that is 40 feet. Still sounds pretty good, right? Let's go back a little bit further. That's 80 feet, guys. So we went 80 feet from the motorcycle. Still sounds loud. Still sounds clear. Let's go back further. 80 feet. 90, 100. Okay, so that's 100. Not bad, right? Go back further. 110, 120, 130, 140. That's 140. Okay. All right, so that's 140. Let's go back further. 150, 160, 170, 180. So that's 180. That thing sounds good. Still sounds good to me. All right, let's go. 190, 200, 210, 220. Oh, the song stopped. I gotta go change the song. I'll be back. Okay guys, I just restarted it and put it on a loop. That is a long walk from here to there. A real long walk. So, I don't remember. I think I was at 200. I think I was at 200. Let's go a little bit further. We're almost out of parking spaces. I think we only have like 10 left. So let's go further though. All right, if I'm not at 200, then these are going by 10 anyway. All right. 210. 220, 230, 240, 250. You can see the bike way down there. Let me be quiet, let you hear it. $260, $270, $280, $290, $300. And we've ran out of parking spaces. This is the end of it. 300 feet. Still sounds good. Sounds really good to me. Yeah. Let me let you hear it just a little bit longer. Let's just walk back up there to the motorcycle. Okay, so you can see, you can hear from a long distance, but who cares what you can hear from a long distance? Let's see what it sounds like sitting in the seat. I'm just gonna hold the camera like right here, chest height or whatever, sitting on the front seat, and then you can see what it sounds like while you're sitting in the seat. And you probably are tired of this song, I am too, but since we played it walking away, we might as well play the same song and let you hear what it sounds like. All right, here we go. Let's turn it up. Few things that I don't like that I want to tell you about, because a lot of people are looking for an upgraded audio system for their Harley-Davidson and follow the recommendations that I give on the channel. So I want to be 100% transparent and letting you know what I like and what I don't like about it. Let's start with this. I love the sound quality. The front speakers, they sound great. They're very bright. The treble is just very loud. It will pierce your ears. The mid bass is pretty good, but that again is why I added the 6x9s in the saddlebag lids. Now, the amp, it does what it does. You saw that it was 300 feet away and the thing was still very crystal clear, no distortion at all. So I'm happy with the sound quality and the way the hertz perform, but there's one thing that I'm not happy with. And if you ask me, do I have any regrets in installing the audio system? I would say yes, I have a regret. And that was the one thing that if I'm telling you to do something differently, this would be the one thing I'd tell you to do. I have the 6.5s in the front, they sound great. I have the 6x9s in the saddlebags, they sound great. Do they need a little bit more bass? I still think they could have a little bit more bass, but they have enough bass and they sound very clear. But here's a couple things about the saddlebag. There's no complaints about the speakers in the front, no complaints about the amp, no complaints about the installer, no complaints about the company. But here's a couple of things that I think you would want to know. Having 6x9s in the lids, when you have 6x9s in the lids and you're riding the motorcycle, you're not hearing anything except the 6.5s in the front. As I'm traveling down the interstate 70 miles per hour, I'm hearing the majority of the sound coming out of the front two speakers. Anything over, I'd say 45, 50 miles per hour, I'm hearing the majority of the sound coming out of the front two speakers. Now, that's with a full face helmet on. 70, 80 miles per hour with a full face helmet on, you can hear it. It's not going to be crystal clear, not because the speakers are distorted, it's because the wind's blowing and it's kind of chopping up the sound a little bit. 70 miles per hour, 80 miles per hour, 90 miles per hour, you can hear them, but they start to distort when the wind blows, kind of chops up the audio a little bit. Still can enjoy it, not saying it's not enjoyable, but you will notice a little bit of distortion from the wind interrupting the sound. Now with the rear, I was a little hesitant of going with 6x9s in the rear, and a lot of you guys told me do not put 6x9s in your lids. Well, I did, but I didn't. I have my factory Harley-Davidson lids at home in the garage, but I went with another lid, and you'll have to go back and watch those videos to find out, that had 6x9 holes cut in them already. And the great thing about those lids is you could put 6x9s in them and they did not take up a whole lot of space. You're going to want to see in there, I'll show you in just a second, but they did not take up a whole lot of space. The main thing with my motorcycle I travel, and that was my biggest concern. I didn't want to have any water leaking in my saddlebags. I carried camera equipment, I carry my luggage, I carry everything in there. I had my owner's manual in there, which is completely destroyed, and it's because they leak. And when I was going from Tennessee to Nebraska, well, on my road trip, Tennessee to Michigan, Tennessee to Maryland, and Maryland over to Nebraska, and then back to Michigan, and I got caught in a downpour rain, and it ruined my GoPro batteries, it ruined my owner's manual, it got some of my camera equipment and stuff wet. It's because the leaking coming from the lids. The speakers, when I wash the motorcycle, you can see water puddling up in the speakers, and I just open the lid and dump them right out. But water got in my saddlebags. It still gets in there when I wash it sometimes too. The water got in my saddlebags and ruined all that stuff. And someone told me no matter what you do, they leak. And I tend to think that he's right, because the installer, he installed them. I believe he's very meticulous in how he installed things, but they still leak. So the two negative things is you can't really hear them at a certain miles per hour. And the biggest thing is that they leak. Now I have some speaker covers that I can put on the motorcycle when it's sitting still. If I'm going to be outside of a hotel and there's a downpour of rain, I have a whole cover for the motorcycle. But if you don't want to put a full cover on, Amazon, I'll put it in the link below. Matter of fact, I'll link my full cover and the speaker lid covers in the link below. And it covers the grills and keep everything dry. You don't want to put them on when you're going down the road and that flapping against the paint, scuffing and messing everything up. So that's the only regret that I have, putting them in the rear saddlebag lids. The solution, if I were you, what I would do, this is my opinion for you. I'm happy with the sound quality. Well, I could use a little bit more bass, but I'm not going to put a sub in the bag because I do too much traveling to take up traveling space. If I had it to do over again, I would leave the lids alone, take the lowers and get the lowers with the speaker pods, so I could have 6.5s up front. And I don't know if they make 8-inch drivers, mid-bass drivers for the speaker pods, or whatever, the biggest mid-bass driver that I could get for the front. And I would leave the lids alone. And that's my opinion, just because they leak. Now they added more bass and they have a much fuller sound when you're sitting on the bike, but I'm not into sitting up in parking lots listening to my music. That's not what I do. I ride my motorcycle. I'm not up profiling, listening to music while I'm sitting in the parking lot. I think that it would be much more beneficial if I had 8s in the lowers, or they don't make 8s, 6.5s, whatever they make. If I was doing it over again, that's what I'd do. If I get another motorcycle and put more audio on it, that's what I'm going to do. So that's my recommendation. I give the Hertz a 5. The Hertz sound fantastic, but the overall experience of having the motorcycle with the leaking bags, it is a pain to have leaking bags. So I'd say a 3.5, just because the bags leak and they ruin my owner's manual, ruin my GoPro batteries and all those things. Hey, if you're a person who does not ride long distance across country, you're a person who just kind of cruises around and don't worry about getting caught out in the rain, the 6x9s in the saddlebags may be a good fit for you. And I told you I was going to show you in the saddlebags too. It doesn't take up that much room. Let me show you. Not very deep, doesn't take up a whole lot of room in your saddlebag. There. And you may have noticed the Ziploc bag in my saddlebag. I have to keep all my important papers in that now because my saddlebag leaks. All right guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Comment below, let me know what you think. Let me know which audio system you're running on your motorcycle, and let me know if this review was helpful. Don't forget, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. Turn on all notifications. Guys, I want to thank you for watching. Please comment below. Let me know what you have on your motorcycle, or what you plan to do, or if you even like the sound quality of my audio on my motorcycle. Again, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Keep gliding, and as always, have a blessed day.